Well, in terms of the running game that you just mentioned, the Shanahan running game that everybody's trying to mimic or study and then replicate, Mike McDaniel is the guy who helped, put a lot of those wrinkles in there, like the tosses to Debo. We're not the direct handoffs, but putting him in a position where he can get a direct handoff, but instead tossing it to him, which adds to the certain angle and the way that they would block. I mean, there's a certain nuance to this that McDaniel was helping come up with or work with Shanahan on. How do you think Miami's going to look? What do you think he's going to affect in Miami with this track star roster that they seem to be putting together there, Mark?
It still comes down to being able to dictate and run situations. And one of the things about that offense with Mike McDaniel is your ability to run the ball in situations where it doesn't feel advantageous to run the ball. Second down and long situations.
Right.
Third down and 5-. Can you still run the ball and convert first downs in those situations? Because usually you'll have a better matchup from a personnel standpoint. You're going to get play in third down and 4.5, third down and 5. In nickel fronts and dime fronts, extra DBs on the football field. So do you have a legit one-back running game? And that's where Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel have done a really good job of making the defense have to play the entirety of your playbook. And I think that's one thing that you'll see that'll be vastly different. And then all the, like you talked about, the nuance stuff, all the jet sweep versus the orbit sweep stuff during – all that stuff that Debo did last year that was, absolutely incredible. And then you can add that and supplement your running game with all those kind of adjunct plays out of motion and from your wide receiver position. So it just makes you that much more difficult to defend. And the great thing about that stuff, Rich, is if you call that play, 9 guys are doing the same exact thing that they would be doing on a wide handoff play. So, you think, this out of the orbit sweep, man, it's so much more confusing. No, it's not. Everybody's doing the same exact thing, only somebody else is carrying the ball. So from a blocking scheme standpoint, we don't change a damn thing up front. So to the defense, you can make it look like, 7, 8 different plays. But to the offense, we're blocking it the exact same way, regardless if the running back is carrying it, the fullback is carrying it, the tight end is carrying it, the wide receiver is carrying it. It doesn't matter to us. And so it's incredibly complex while being simple at the same time. The juxtaposition of complexity and simplicity all wrapped into one.